In risk management applications of option strategies, there is one section on delta hedging. So let's take, for example, Quill Labs has sold 1,000 call options on a stock with a price of $60. The call option has a delta of 0.443 and is priced at $5.30. The continuously compounded risk-free rate is 3%. So let's calculate the number of stocks required to delta hedge the position and calculate the value of the delta hedge portfolio. So of course there's a formula in this section, but I normally go with just the standard definition of delta hedge. So when you delta hedge a position, then the total delta of the portfolio will be equals to 0. This is for the whole portfolio. So in this case, your portfolio will consist of 1,000 short call options. So you have short 1,000 call options, and each call option has a delta of 0.443. And then you will have to hedge this using stocks. So we'll have to plus N. N represents the number of stocks here. And the delta of one stock is equals to 1. Okay, because the delta here, delta represents the change of the asset, which in this case is, if I'm referring to the stock, over the change in the stock itself. So that's equals to 1. So by definition, if the total delta has to be equals to 0, which is delta hedged, then the number of stocks we need here will be equals to 1,000 times 0.443. So that's 443. So in other words, we will have to buy 443 stocks, okay, in order to get a delta hedge position. So now that we have done that, so let's calculate the value of the delta hedge portfolio. So at time 0, when you buy, when you sell the 1,000 call options, the value of one call option is $5.30. So that's $5.30. And then you will buy 443 stocks, and each stock is priced at $60. So this will be equals to 21,280. So if this is delta hedge position, that means we expect it to grow, this whole portfolio to grow at a risk-free rate of 3% per annum based on a continuously compounded risk-free rate. So let's say 5 days later, the call option price is now at $3.53, and the delta is now 0.4070, and the stock is priced at $56. So let's calculate the delta hedge portfolio before and after rebalancing. So before rebalancing, let's say we follow the answer from the previous question A. So if we left this portfolio for 5 days, then it would have grown at a risk-free rate of 3%. So if we calculate the risk-free rate value, so that means the value after 5 days will be 21,280. Then we multiply by E, the exponential function, to the power of 0.03. Then we multiply by 5 days over 365 days. So in this case, the value of the portfolio will be 21,289. So this will be our benchmark for the value, okay, after in 5 days time. Okay, now 5 days later, when the price changes, remember the value of our position here will be based on a short 1,000 call option, and now one call option is priced at $3.53, and earlier we bought the 443 stocks, okay, and each stock is worth now $56. So the value of the portfolio in day 5 will be $21,278. So of course this number is slightly lower than the benchmark we had, okay, by about $11. Okay, so there's a slight error there because of the risk-free rate. And this is the value before rebalancing. So let's say now that we want to rebalance, okay, so how many stocks do I have to hold now? So if we follow the same information earlier, or the same method earlier, so if I were to rebalance my portfolio, I will sell 1,000 call options, and one call option will have a delta now of 0.4070, and then I will have to buy, I have to hold a certain number of stocks, and each stock has a delta of 1, and the overall delta is equal to 0 to be delta hedged. So the number of stocks we need here will be 407. So it's lower than the earlier number, which is 443. So how many stocks do we have to sell? So if you take 443 minus 407, Okay, so that gives us 36 stocks. Okay, so we have to sell 36 stocks here. Okay, to sell. So if I sell 36 of these stocks, how much would I get? So 36 multiplied by the current value. So if I multiply this by 56, so in other words, I'm going to get cash, okay, of $2,016. Okay, so this amount of cash we can then invest at the risk-free rate. So whenever you need to reduce the number of stocks, you will sell it, you will get excess cash. So if you have excess cash, you can invest it at the risk-free rate. But if the question involves an increase in the number of stocks, that means where we have to buy more stocks, then we will have to borrow at the risk-free rate. That means you are taking out a loan. Right, now the last part. So what is the value of the portfolio after rebalancing? So now, after rebalancing, let's recalculate. So this is after. So we now have the short 1000 call option position, still priced at 353. Now after selling the stocks, we only have 407 stocks, each priced at 56. And don't forget, we have the risk-free bond, okay, which we just sold the stocks on. Then we reinvest into these risk-free bonds. So if you calculate the total value, this will be 21,278. So you see, before and after rebalancing, we do not expect any change in the value, okay, because there were no material changes. So we don't expect to create value just by rebalancing here. Now let's look at another example. So now let's say Quill Labs has sold 800 call options on the stock, and the call option has a delta of 0.5617. And this time, let's say we want to delta hedge the position with put options, and we assume that the delta of a put is negative 0.6787. So using the same logic, so if I sell 800 call options, and each call option has a delta of 0.5617, and now I need to hold a certain amount of puts, and each put has a delta of negative 0.677. So to delta hedge the position, the overall delta must be equals to 0. So to work this out, so in this case we have NP, the number of puts we need, okay, will be equals to 800 times 0.5617 divided by negative 0.6787. So that will be equals to negative 662 put options. So in this case, we will have, if we sell 800 call options, we will have to hedge it by selling 662 put options.